The ICC has gone crazy. They've decided that arrest warrants should be issued for the leaders of Hamas, duh, but also the leaders of Israel, specifically Bibi Netanyahu, the prime minister, and Yoav Gallant, the minister of defense. They're equating both sides equally, and they all ought to be in jail according to the ICC. This is just nuts. In the middle of Israel trying to survive, and I mean that literally after the horrors of last October, astoundingly, and almost without logical explanation, the International Criminal Court in The Hague has issued arrest warrants for 4 individuals, 2 that happen to be leading Hamas, carried out the murders, the crimes against humanity, and continue to do it, and should be literally in prison and facing death penalties once captured. That I understand. But 2 other individuals are also facing international arrest warrants, specifically Yoav Gallant, the defense minister, and Bibi Netanyahu, the prime minister. I'm just stupefied. Fortunately, if this is going to be helpful, the American Congress, mostly Republicans, but some Democrats in the House, have approved sanctions against the ICC. And they're actually discussing arrest warrants for any members of the ICC that happen to come to the United States. Because I think they realize if doing the right thing, but outside of the recommended political maneuvering of the ICC, you could have an arrest warrant issued. I'm surprised they haven't come after Americans. And the Americans in Congress are saying, we're next. Obviously, this is why Trump defunded them. But Biden thinks they're great.
Well, the first thing I would say, Barry, is that neither Israel nor the United States is a signatory to the document that created the International Criminal Court at The Hague. So there's no actual jurisdiction that the ICC has over Israel or the United States. The second thing is that the ICC, as I understand it, is still asking for those arrest warrants for Ismail Haniyeh, ensconced in luxury digs in Doha, Qatar, along with Khalid Mashal there with him, and the 2 that you mentioned in the Israeli government, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the Defense Minister Yoav Gallant. But the thought of drawing some kind of moral equivalence between these people is reprehensible to me, just unbelievable. But so far as I understand it, those requests for arrest warrants have not yet come through or been issued. But it is good, as you say, to see the United States House of Representatives, in a measure introduced by Texas Representative Chip Roy, something like a month ago, back in May of 2024. It took this long to get it to the floor, but the vote, which actually included votes from 42 Democrats, along with Republicans. But the idea is that if any ICC officials were to bring charges against senior Israeli government officials over their, prosecution of the war in Gaza, that then these sanctions would kick in. The last thing I would say on this is that those who are making this point are absolutely right to do so. And that is that, again, as the United States, like Israel, is not a signatory to the ICC document that created it, yet anyway, if the ICC were to get away with this, of course they would be coming for Americans next. And that just has to be stopped.